Because of the uniqueness of threat environment and because of the complexity of the capabilities that we are fielding, I think we have a challenge before us to provide adequate training to our warfighters to operate those capabilities and to operate within a rapidly evolving, technologically dynamic environment. And so providing all of our people the right training and the right tools that they need to succeed, I think, is going to be tremendously important. My top priority is readiness. I've had many months to think about what those priorities should be, and they've admittedly continued to morph and develop over time. But spending the last several months in the seat has driven home the necessity of a focus on readiness. And I think that fits really neatly within the Secretary of the Air Force's priorities. He recently mentioned at the Air and Space Forces Association that he's going to have a focus on modernization, readiness, and people. And there's admittedly a tension between modernization and readiness, but I think unless you have a laser focus on readiness, you tend to get a number of things wrong. And we've got a trend that needs to be fixed, and it's a readiness trend, and so that'll be my primary focus. Part of that's budget related, of course. Part of it is the competition between fielding new capabilities, modernization efforts, and keeping healthy the systems that we already operate. Readiness is it's a perennial problem. It's a challenge that the Air Force has had throughout its history, of course. The older those systems get, the more difficult that challenge becomes. We are not just facing a single adversary at home or abroad. We've got a complex blend of competitors, adversaries, bad actors who seek to undermine the political sovereignty and legitimacy of our country. And all of our troops who sign up to put on the uniform and defend the Constitution need to grow into an appropriate, healthy understanding for the complexity of that threat. We've got the need to listen to unique and innovative solutions to the problems that we face. And absent that listening, I don't think any amount of experience in strategy or policy or operations is really going to help us much. We have to find ways as a team to come together and find innovative ways to tackle these challenges. And I think we've got an excellent leadership team, at least in the Department of the Air Force, because that's who I work with most closely, but really across the entire Joint Force, from what I can tell, who are aware of the need to listen well to one another and find great ways to enable the entire Joint Force to be successful in this new threat environment. There are some pretty weighty decisions that are being made, and no one person is going to make any of those decisions. There's a leadership team for a reason, and there's a uniform and a civilian component to that, and we're all listening well, and we're trying to be very thoughtful and deliberate about some of these critical decisions that we're making that are going to impact the country for many years to come. And they certainly imminently impact the force, the people that serve in uniform. And so we're trying to get those things right. But as long as it's taken for some of those decisions, once we move out with alacrity, and we throw our full weight behind that. And that gives a sense of security to the troops that are actually working these programs, the problems, the training that they're involved in on day in and day out basis. And oftentimes I'm aware that they feel like there's some thrash and that they're at the end of a whip. And you can't have that. You need to minimize that. Those things matter a great deal. And I will say this too, intuition cannot be neglected. As thoughtful as we need to be, as deliberate as we need to be, as serious as some of these decisions are, when you get the right leaders in place at the local level, for example, I want them to have developed their sense for their mission and their people so that they can make intuitive decisions with speed and take risk and move out. That's why we trust them with leadership. That's why they're in command. And I think at USAFA, you've got an opportunity as Cadet Squadron Air Officers Commanding. You've got an opportunity as Cadet Squadron leadership. We've got an opportunity as senior enlisted leaders at USAFA. We have great ways, great opportunities to influence them and teach them what it means to be men and women of integrity and to serve others before themselves and be excellent at what they're doing in ways that we just don't have anywhere else in the Air Force. This is a unique incubator. I suppose what I'll say about it is I'm grateful for the Air Force Academy experience. As hard as it was, as bitter as it was to return, year after year, I really believe in the program. However it's changed over the years, whatever nuance that any leadership team brings to the Academy program, I really believe in what we're doing here. So I want to cheer on all of our cadets and learn earlier in life than later that your integrity matters, because it's something that even after you put down the uniform, you will take with you the rest of your life. And you can do great things in your sphere of influence if you've got your integrity intact. And you can destroy a great many things if you don't. And if there's anything I leave behind as a legacy, I'm at the very beginning of my tenure, but I really hope to beat this drum early and often so that when I leave someday, people recognize that I actually focused on integrity while I was here, and authentic leadership that's fueled by integrity. So that's probably my parting shot, and happy that we had a chance to sit down and talk about it.